All right, weekly goals. Week 5 out of 52 today, December. Well, yesterday was to December. Did I say December again? Gosh damn it. February 9th, 2026. That was yesterday. I'm not a fraud. Okay, I actually did my goals yesterday like I said I would. I just didn't make the video because I ran out of time. Here we go. This week I actually added a weekly picture because I actually had one. I did something that I thought would be kind of memorable, so I added it on here. I joined the webinar. It was a free webinar, and then I was taking notes, and so I wanted to remember that. But last week, honestly, last week wasn't the best week. Spiritually, gave myself a 6.5, and then I think other than that, everything just kind of went downhill. Myself and everything I was doing, 6 out of 10. My health, 5 out of 10. My wealth was more like a 2 out of 10, and then I think for the goals that I set, we'll go over them here in a second. And then my time off was an 8 out of 10. So not the best, but here's what I got. So for my spiritual goals, I gave myself a 6.5 out of 10, because I was gonna pray more. I was gonna pray more in depth, and I did not. I did not write out any prayers. I did study the Bible, and I am like learning to trust God with the process He's putting me through, instead of what I'm looking at in front of me, which sometimes sucks. But here we are, and so I give myself a 6.5. I didn't think I fell behind. I feel like I did okay, but definitely didn't meet the expectancy that I had. For my self goals, I had down 3 trades a day and no over leveraging, no trades after 10 a.m. And I think I did that a couple times where for one, I had a tilt day. So I over leveraged, and then I think I did not take more than 3 trades a day, but I think a couple times I did trade past 10:30 a.m. So yeah, 6 out of 10 there and then my content, I was uploading. I'm actually enjoying my content right now, but I uploaded a decent amount last week, and then work on podcast clips. So podcast clips, instead of going back and taking clips out of the podcast, what I am doing now from here forth is, as I'm editing the podcast, just take the clips out and then save them, so then I don't have to go back and find them and chop them. So that's what I'm doing now. I fixed that solution. I've been doing it for a couple weeks and it worked out. I think I was gonna do more, but I did not. But it's fine. Health, I gave myself a 5 out of 10. Mentally, yeah, mentally, I had a lot going on in my head last week, and then the gym. I did not hit the gym 3 times a week last week. I went 2 times. My wealth, I said I was going to try and find a second income, but I never did that, and so that was like a yeah, I'm not spending, but also I don't have an income, and so that was my goal for last week. So I gave myself a 2 out of 10 because I did not meet my second goal. And I mean, it could have been more like a 5 out of 10, 50-50. It didn't take a step back, it didn't go forward, but 2 out of 10. I kind of want to push myself a little harder on that. Time off, I think I have been taking the hour a day at the end of the day to enjoy, but I think the second half of the week, I really did not even do that, and I was just working and studying. So I gave myself an 8 out of 10, and then later as I come down here, I realized that that's what I was doing. So here's my summary for the week. Honestly, I feel like so here's my summary for last week. Honestly, I feel like it's just another week gone. Last week was really a blur. It seems like the weeks are just like picking up, and like time is just speeding up again. But I think that's another thing, is that I'm really just like putting my head into focusing on what I'm doing and not really looking up and enjoying everything else around me. So I think that might be a problem. But again, it's like, sometimes it takes those times to learn, to get out of this like odd spot that I'm in. But I don't want time to fly like that again. I want more memories, but I don't want time to fly like that again. Been struggling with my trading. Yeah, I'm just all over the place. But my spiritual update, I just kind of wrote, like, I feel like I'm struggling in my faith. Like, I just feel distant from God, and like I keep asking for answers. I feel like I'm not getting them, or the answers I am getting, they just kind of feel like I'm not. Maybe I am getting answers, but I'm not seeing them. That kind of changed today. So live update. I basically had a dream last night, and then the summary of it was just like pruning. And so now I'm just like, okay, well, let me try to understand pruning. As I was writing this, that's just where I was, where I just could not see any change, and it feels like I'm just struggling. It just feels like I'm distant from God. Honestly, it feels like a lot of pain without any progress, and so that's where I'm struggling as well. I told myself that I would worship through everything, that no matter what hardship I was going through, I would worship through it. And so I'm trying my best to do that. So regardless of like how last week went, that's like overall, that's what I'm pushing for. I've kept up with content on my weekends, housekeeping. Yeah, so I mean, just over the weekend, I'm not hitting my content goals, but I mean, it's just housekeeping for the week. So for my self goals, I did really good during the week to keep up with my content and everything else in between. But the only thing was that like on the weekend, I don't keep up with my content goals because of housekeeping and everything else that I need to catch up for on the week. And so that's the only thing that I think I can improve on. My trading is just, it is what it is. I'll fix it as I go. And yeah, as the weeks get better, I hope to do better. Like I said, 2 out of 3 gym days. Didn't make it the last day because I just wasn't about it. There's times where it's just like, again, so much effort and pain, and then I feel like I'm not getting a reward. And so the last few days, I remember just telling myself like I prefer to sleep and get some kind of like rest and feel good than to go. The gym for me isn't necessarily a priority. It's not. It is something that I do to help me with my discipline, because I don't like doing it. And so sometimes when I feel like I need some kind of rest, that's the rest that I take, is rest from the gym. And then I push forward everything else. For me, the gym is just not, like I said, it's not a priority. But it is one of those things that I will make time for when I have it. Wealth, yeah, my spending is slower, but I mean, again, I did tell myself I was going to find a second income to bring in something for at least gas expenses, but I didn't do that. And so didn't do terrible, but again, didn't meet one of my goals. Time off, and then yeah, in here I did explain that I did take time off, watch YouTube, play Xbox, watch a movie, but the second half of the week I really did not use that hour. At the end of the day, I was going to bed, not letting my mind unwind. Now that I think about it, it's probably not very healthy. I'll try and fix that this week. Next week's goals, spiritually, definitely going to study prayer, and I have actually been doing that. I actually have been putting myself into this. I'm not sure how long that will last, but I want to study prayer. So I don't know how many weeks I'm going to carry that over, but I definitely do want to work on prayer a lot more. And then another one is just working on remembering the 10 Commandments. That for me, I just want to remember the 10 Commandments, so I'm pushing to remember that. Self goals. I am trading one contract until I find my rhythm in trading. I'm going to try and keep up with my content goals and work on correlation versus causation when it comes to trading, trying to understand that. Health, I do want to make it to the gym all 3 days. I'm not going to quit, but I mean, again, it's just not a priority. But I mean, as things slow down, I should be able to make it. And I mean, I just have to offload and stop putting so many things on my plate. So then I have that energy in the morning to wake up and go to the gym. I mean, the discipline's there. I sometimes wake up and I sit there and I think about it. I'm just like, I'm just tired right now. Like, I don't need this. I am not going to compete. I don't need the strength. I don't need the extra strength. I mean, I'm good to go back to bed. And so I do. Which, I don't know, maybe it's a discipline thing. Maybe it's just an excuse thing. I don't know. But that is just how I feel sometimes, where it's like I just don't need it that badly. Wealth, only keep spending on the minimums. Maybe a little reward for myself, and I'm going to start giving. I'm probably going to put that in. I realized that I have to give more. I don't know. I just kind of had that realization yesterday morning where it's just like give more. So that might be something that I carry on multiple weeks out of the year. Just give more. Be more giving. Time off. I should be taking more time off so I don't get burnt out. I have been feeling burnt out lately. Like I've been feeling just like a constant headache, and then I'm tired and I feel like I can't focus. And so maybe I'm just pushing too hard right now. I don't know. 3 non-negotiables for the week was learning prayer, trading, content. I put learning prayer on the first one because I've been telling myself for a month that's what I'm going to do, and I have not done it. And so I put on the first one, that is my top one, trading content as my second and third. Those are equally important, but number one is just above them all, and that's where I'm at right now. But that is what I got for you guys this week. Thanks for watching this week's weekly review. If you guys are new, you can hit the link in the description. It'll bring you to this Google Drive. You guys can create your own weekly, yearly reviews along with an annual review to help you prepare at the end of every year for the year to come. Your pages will look something like this, just completely empty. All you do is hit file, create a copy, and then name it annual review for whatever year. Same thing with the other files, is you just make a copy and then you label it whatever you want. Nobody can see this, only you. Don't worry, the drive is just there to share the documents. Unless you want to share them, then let me know in the comment section. But with that being said, I'll see you guys next week.